Hello, everyone. Welcome to twitch.tv/the Onyx Path. My name is Travis. My pronouns are he and they, and I will be your story guide this evening for The World Below. When last we met, our adventurers had begun their journey in Tulver's Hearth, had come across a smith who has created this new alloy. And the alloy had drawn attention, some of which not favorable from the townsfolk. And so the group had agreed to help her get her forge and her stock out of the city until such time as they could figure out what they wanted to do with this new metal. However, during that time, we have a player who's joining us that wasn't here during that time, and so we'll need to get them brought in. Before we dive into the full events, though, let's go ahead and do our introductions. As I said before, I'm Travis. My pronouns are he and they, and I will be the story guide. Let's have you. Why don't you go ahead and start us off, Cal, since you're returning this session. Tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, and anything you'd like to promote.
All right. My name is Cal. I'm usually Neo Cal in the chat. I use he, him pronouns. And I'm playing a big old hobgob that's going to find their way to the group. And that's exciting. What else? I guess you can find me on the Too Much Energon podcast, talking about Transformers, namely Beast Wars. And that's been going for a few years now. And I've got a finished podcast on Reboot called Alpha Numeric. That was one of the first ones. And you can find me on Dork Tales here and there, but primarily Wednesday evenings, playing Vampire the Masquerade. And we're doing the Transylvania Chronicles right now.
And definitely, if you've not yet done so, check out the programming over on Dark Tales. It is amazing. You'll be seeing a lot more of Dark Tales because they are one of the channels we'll be partnering with this year for Onyx PathCon. Very excited about that. But you can learn more about that over at the Monday meeting notes. Next up, Crow, your pertinence, please.
Hi, I'm Crow. I run Blank Slate. I do all the weird tech stuff in different places, including Onyx PathCon, because apparently I'm coming back.
And we appreciate it dearly.
Right. And no, I'm not being forced to read off this thing and say that I'm not contractually obligated and did not sell my soul to Onyx Path. Um, also, no campaigns as of right now, but there's some secret stuff that will be announced in the coming weeks. And that's it. Back to you, Bob.
Rock and roll. Last but not least, Haley, your pertinence, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Haley, also known as babe_blade666 on Instagram. I'm playing a mushroom priestess named Stropharia, and her pronouns and my pronouns are she, her. Nothing really on the table right now. I'm pretty casual, so I'm excited to be here and dress up for you guys.
Excited to have you here, and you look fabulous as always. Much appreciated. So let's dive into our tale. First of all, Cal, please, if you could one more time, your character's name was?
Their name is Bunga.
Excellent. And Bunga is a hobgob, correct?
And he is a hobgob. That is correct. A very unusually, they range in size, probably more than the other races. But he is a titanic hobgob.
Excellent. And what's his trade? What does he do for profession?
He guards caravans.
Excellent.
and is basically just kind of like a mercenary.
Wonderful. You had been hired to help move some recently forged goods from Telver's Hearth to Mudtown. While you were making your way along the Ferris Road, your caravan was attacked by a series of bandits. In the fight, one of your fellow guards decided to reach out and tether some wild chaos in an attempt to kind of a last-ditch effort to get rid of these bandits. And unfortunately, you got caught in the blast unintentionally. The attempt backfired, and rather than sending the enemies dispersed throughout the world below, you were flung into a strange, dark location. You will be arriving at this strange, dark location almost mere seconds after our party has arrived in this strange, dark location. It is M. Glitterstone, the chaosist, as well as our additional player characters. The current area. Oh, and in addition to the party, you have Alfana Lebrander, who is the smith responsible for this strange alloy, and her nieces, Gelfim and Areta. Now, the entire area is under the dark area effect. And what this boils down to for you is, oh, I'm sorry about that noise. The area is basically pitch black. You suffer a minor complication to any actions involving movement, determining range, unless you are somehow unaffected by the darkness. We'll say that Bunga has landed prone as a result of this sudden transformation at the feet of our other party members who, in the chaos, you can hear movement shifting, the various folks you're with. You hear M go, whoops, but you can't see anything. And underneath that sort of initial burst of sound of everybody sort of getting their bearings, you can hear almost a skittering noise. Seems to be coming from all around you.
I'll kind of reach out to Stavo's shoulder and just let him know it's me and kind of pull him back because some strange guy fell in front of our feet.
Right. Do you have any way of any light source? I know that our Pretian has a slightly luminescent chaos rock on your chest, correct? That you fashioned last session. Is that correct, Crow?
Right. Let me see. Trying to remember myself because it's been a while. think in this moment, because where am I? Because I know I'm scattered somewhere, correct?
Yeah, so you had just left Telver's Hearth through a chaos portal that had been summoned by M. Glitterstone to help get you all through the basically away from Telver's Hearth, just away.
Right.
That was the goal. Like, let's get the fuck out of here, and out the fuck was gotten.
Um, that's the case. Uh, this might be a random question. Do I feel any grass or like any sort of plant life around me?
If you'd like to make a survival check,
Yeah.
you could do so. And that will suffer a minor complication due to the darkness.
Yeah.
And what would you like to pair that with attribute wise?
This might be a cunning. This might be cunning.
All right. Yep. Go ahead. So you have a minor complication. Your difficulty is going to be 2. In the event that you fail to resolve the complication from the darkness condition, you will perhaps fall prone as you trip over something or strike a target you didn't mean to, or possibly even take an injury.
Uh, 2 successes. That's all I got.
Excellent. So you can choose to fail to make any notice, or you can succeed with the complication.
I'm just gonna succeed with the complication.
Excellent. As you start sort of feeling around and trying to get your bearings, something, you're not quite sure what, wraps around your hand.
I don't move at all. I'm so still that like I might be the plant life. I might be anything. I'm definitely just not gonna move to give this thing notice.
That's fair. Um, let's have everybody go ahead and roll the higher of your athletics plus cunning or your empathy plus dexterity.
Ooh.
Yay. I got like no cunning.
What were the 2 pools?
Athletics dexterity or empathy cunning.
All right.
One.
And successes are
8s or higher are hits. And 10s count as 2.
all right. 6.
All right.
Whoa.
What was it that Salvo got?
1, 10, and an 8. So
3.
3 successes. Yeah.
Yep. And then all right. And we got a 0 for our buddies. Excellent. And a 1 for the bystanders. So, Bunga, with a 6, like I said, you were just engaged in probably a ranged exchange with this band of brigands when you land on your ass on a hard surface, and not hard like you do note it does not feel hard to your butt like landing on like a carved out hallway or even a stone might. Like it's whatever you landed on is jagged. Whatever you landed on is a little painful.
Jagged and painful. It's just feels like rock though.
It's hard to tell exactly. It feels like it's certainly solid. It's kind of smooth for rock.
Who turn out the lights on Bunga? And I'm gonna talk to my ear bug friends to light up everything.
Okay.
And I have Bug Talker. And I'm going to see if I can find luminescent bugs to light up.
Excellent. So you're going to just kind of call out to see if any luminescent bugs are nearby, because this does not allow you to summon them, correct?
That's right. Just kind of like talking to them and be like, "Oi, Buzz Buzz, help me see and I'll give you food. I will."
All right. Let's go ahead and have you make a survival and cunning, unless there's another attribute that you think would better pair with it as a result of this attempt.
All right. Let's say cunning and survival. Cunning and that survival. All right, you listen up here, you little bugs. Quid pro quo. Oh, good thing ones don't take away from successes. 4 1s and an 8 and a 10. So
Right, so that is 3. So that is the 2 plus enough to buy off the minor complication. Congratulations. You notice what looks like on the walls. Looks like maybe some splattered remnants of bugs of some sort. You're fairly certain that the walls and the floor are crystalline. And you see creatures crawling all along the walls. These are humanoids with skin like gray stone, hair like flickering silver fire, and eyes of milky white. But you can barely register like the differences in shade. It's so dark in here. And they seem to be circling up, getting ready to pounce. In fact, you see one of them has their hand on this large elf fellow that's large, right? Large-ish elf fellow, Salva?
Yeah, kind of large, kind of tall-ish when he stands up, but then crouches down short. So he's probably tall right about now.
All right. So yeah, that's what you're able to see. Unfortunately, that also takes up the entirety of your turn. So who would you like to pass the initiative to?
Let's pass it on to that large for an elf. Elf.
All right. We have an action now going back to Salva.
With this, Salvo kind of crouches down with his trying to mix himself a little bit smaller with his cloak armor. He's just fiddling around. Just where? Okay, wait. He's gonna kind of fuck with the chaos here.
Okay. Like, yeah, attempt to tether wild chaos.
Yep.
All right. FYI, your camera's frozen, but that is not the worst thing in the universe at the moment. So,
What is happening here? As soon
He's
as I said,
pausing for dramatic effect.
yes.
yeah, pause.
I didn't realize it was frozen. I thought it was just
I didn't either.
All right.
I said, okay, so what do I do?
So what you'll need to do is determine what type of action you're going to attempt to do.
Okay.
Like what you're trying to have occur. You can do things like conveying advantage, affecting people or things in an area spread out from you, granting armor, adding complications to a target, damaging a target, adding difficulty to target's actions, increasing the duration, conveying enhancement, healing, extending the range, or applying or negating a status effect. So, like if you wanted to try to remove the area status effect, for example,
Yeah.
because this is a minor one, so you'd be looking at you start with difficulty of 1 for that. You're trying to do an area.
Okay. I think I know what I'm going to do. I don't like anything that is lurking around.
Sure.
So I'm gonna try to ward it off. I'm gonna try to relieve the complications of the area.
All right. So you're going to try to effectively remove the darkness.
Yep.
All right. So that's actually going to be normally just a difficulty of, I would say, given the size of the cavern, difficulty is going to be 3. Because of the chaos level that you are at, you will have a moderate complication. So that would be complication 2.
Okay.
Now, how would you like to go about dispelling this darkness and bringing light to the area, to the cavern?
Um, basically grabs like a quart somewhere, just go like, fuck it, just Mushroom Lady's probably screaming her head off or something. I don't know. And he's wrapping and tying like some tying around like one of his arrows. He's just kind of trying to add some chaos to it to like light it up so he can go and shutter it up, blast it out, and spread that light all over the place.
All right, so let's go with how does ranged combat and cunning sound for this?
Range, combat, and cunning. That's perfect.
All right, so let's go ahead and roll.
Range, combat. You said range, combat, and cunning. That's it.
Yep.
Oh God.
Unless you'd like to lean on a different skill and attribute combination. Based on your description, it sounded ranged combat cunning to me.
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. Um. Let's see. That's 3 successes.
Okay, so now your difficulty was 2, and you had a moderate complication, so you would have needed 4 to resolve all that.
Yep.
You can choose to not go ahead by spending 1 momentum to abandon this chaotic effect. Otherwise, you may you will gain the
Right.
light, but you will have a chaotic retaliation.
We're gonna let chaos reign on this one. I'm here for the chaos. We welcome the chaos, and reckless abandon at this point because what else we got to lose? Our lives, yes, but like that was kind of obvious when we took this journey.
Sure. Now, because you were able to get that extra hit above the difficulty, I will reduce the severity of the retaliation to a minor retaliation.
Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and roll? Let's do. Yeah, do you happen to have a D20 handy?
Yes.
Go ahead and drop me a D20. Why not? Let's get fancy with it.
5.
Or 2D10, whatever. 5. Excellent. Chaos energies force a sudden surge in fungal growth, giving the location the overgrowth area effect. So fungi begin spreading out everywhere. These fungi are, in fact, what is creating the luminescence in the area. It's not enough to cause bright light, but it is enough for you to see by.
Okay.
And as you see, you take note of two very important facts. Number one, Kelzul is nowhere to be found. Number two, you are surrounded by darklings. There are 8 darklings around you. Darklings are, just to give you an idea, these sort of, almost if you think of like H.G. Wells Morlocks, and they have a reputation for all sorts of nastiness, eating others, infecting others with their foul blood and turning them into more of themselves. They're just downright nasty customers. And in fact, one of them does have a hand on you. They have not managed to establish like a grapple of any sort, but they actually have a hand on you.
Oh.
And who would you like to hand your action to now that you're done tethering that wild chaos? The last thing, in case I forgot.
I'm handing over to our mushroom lady.
Beautiful. The cavern that you're in seems to be made entirely of crystal.
Oh, well, that's nice. It's a beautiful night. Everything, the fungus is glowing. There's a bunch of darklings. Save me, mushroom lady, as there's fungus here.
But is the fungus purple?
You got purples, you got greens, you got blues. There's really kind of
Yes.
all shades of fungus here.
All right, so I'm going to use words of judgment. Try to bless as many of our party as I can.
Excellent.
It's persuasion and presence.
That is correct. Now,
Oh, and Travis,
yes.
I have a thesis that's bug talker, but a synthesis that's swarms call.
Okay.
So I can summon them and I can talk to them.
Excellent.
Seems like that paired well together. I
Very-
don't know if that makes a difference.
Very much so. Only in that next round, you're absolutely welcome to start summoning bugs if you want to.
Sweet.
Yeah, so go ahead and give me that roll if you don't mind. You will, because of the chaos level, you're at a minor complication. Or I apologize, moderate complication, so it's complication 2.
Oh, 3.
Excellent. That is enough to activate it and overcome the complication. Now,
So I only get to bless one person?
with a single word, the holy declares a target within close range to be either blessed or unholy. The target gains the branded status effect. While you can spend additional hits to increase the number of affected targets at a cost of 1 hit per additional target. So you may go ahead and let the chaotic retaliation rip and add branded to both your allies and yourself, or both of your allies and, say the blacksmith who's traveling with you. Or you can pick one of them to give the branded thing to and avoid a chaotic retaliation.
So I don't really know. What's his name?
You do not
Yeah,
really know
very well.
Bunga
You don't
very
know
well.
you don't know Bunga yet, but Bunga you will become good friend.
But he's just like a random.
My accent changes every time I talk. Don't worry about it.
So I'm gonna bless me and Stavo and the blacksmith.
All right. So
And
you are
I'll
still
say-
going to accept the chaotic retaliation.
Chaotic.
Right, because if you bless the 3, then you're not paying off the complication.
Oh. So then
How
I'll-
much is it to buy the complication?
It's 1 hit each. So, and the complication is a 2. So you could, like, if you wanted to just bless your allies and not yourself, you could just reduce it to a minor complication.
Oh, I see. So when there are complications, the successes have to be applied.
Right.
Otherwise, you have
Yeah.
to deal with the complication.
Yep.
Oh. So then I'll
So
just do my allies and I'll say like stay calm everyone. If we work together, we can get through this.
All right. So you are going to do you're going to spend all 3 on blessing people, on branding them?
I'm gonna use 1 on Stavo, 1 on the blacksmith, and 1 to decrease the complication.
Beautiful. All right. So Stavo and the blacksmith are branded. While you remain branded, you gain +1 enhancement to your defensive actions. Because I've assumed you've declared them holy, correct?
Oh yeah, they're blessed.
Excellent. Let me just make a note on that for our blacksmith. And that's +1 enhancement to defense. And then
Does encouraging worlds, is that kind of like, do I have to like cast that, or is that kind of like whenever I try to boost morale, does it just kind of happen?
well, let's find out.
It's a thesis.
So
Or is
you,
that
you gain enhancement when you're attempting to influence another person with your prophecies. If you get more than 1 hit on attempts to bolster their morale, you may remove their crestfallen status effect. So yeah, if you're that's more used socially. If however somebody like were to become crestfallen in combat, they would then of course be subject to that ability. But it doesn't grant any like basic enhancement. Like it's not like a rally the troops and we go fight better thing.
Oh, okay. Alright.
And I will roll. All right. I got a 9. On your chaotic retaliation. As this is minor. Scattered fires begin to spring up throughout the location, imparting the aflame minor area effect. So the crystals start to crack and gouts of flame start to shoot up out of the ground. But you have conferred those blessings upon your allies. If you remain in the area for more than a single round, the complications value will increase to moderate. As the entire area is now on fire. Who would you like to give your the next action to?
Maybe the lady that brought us here is kind of helpful.
M.
Yeah.
All right. M is going to do her best to grant some armor to you and to herself and to some allies. Now, because she is a chaosist, the complication of the area actually acts as enhancement for her. So it's resolve and esoterica, so that's 8 dice with 2 enhancement. That comes to 1, 2, 2 hits, 4 hits with the enhancement. So they gain. They're going to gain 1 armor, and they're going to add the chaos locked status effect, so that it will not wear off of them. And then they're going to try to interpose themselves in between the darklings and probably, honestly, probably Bunga, because Bunga is still like on the ground,
Right.
or just like getting up from the ground. That brings us to our unfortunate darklings, who are now very, very agitated. The place is burning and is getting brighter by the moment. In order to take out their frustrations on the situation, they are going to actually, rather than attack or press any aggression, they start slinking back into the nooks and crannies and crevices between the crystals of the cave, making good their escape as the flames continue to rise. Passing the action back to, we'll say, Bunga, and starting a new round. Now the gouts of flame that have been shooting up have ignited some of the mushrooms, and the complication due to the area being aflame is now moderate. So, Bunga, what would you like to do?
All right. Last turn, I called out to my bug brethren. And I think this turn I'm going to ask them what the best way out is for big ones like us.
Sure. You see a couple of beetles that had sort of started to come that way and then stopped when they felt the heat, sort of skitter off, seemingly around a corner that looks like it might lead out of this cavern. Now, you notice that your traveling companions, or your new traveling companions, are carrying 2 large wheelbarrows full of what appears to be heavy metals, and basically like on like palanquin sticks for like a full forge.
And they're not being pulled by anything?
No, they're using good old muscle power at the moment to move these things.
All right. Well, I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to go and grab the smallest and weakest of them and just hike them up on my shoulder and run out of here. And say, come with me if you want to live.
All right. Are you going to snatch? You said the
Don't
smallest and
worry, I'm
weakest.
friendly.
You said the smallest and weakest looking.
Yeah, and I don't know if it helps, but I have, where is it? Missed it. I have didn't write it down.
All the joys
never
of
mind.
learning
This
new
doesn't-
systems.
Yeah, it's the joys. Nope. Never mind then.
All right.
Can't find it.
So you heft them up relatively easily. They don't so much give you resistance as they sort of scream like, "We can't leave the metals in the forge. We can't leave the metals in the forge."
What's the metals in the forge look like?
Like I said, 2 wheelbarrows full of heavy, like unrefined metal.
I can pick that up
What's your might?
instead. 5.
Oh, okay. You want to grab that instead?
Yeah.
All right. You grab one of them. You're not going to be able to lift both with a might of 5. As far as the forge goes, the 2 girls and the 3 girls that are with pick up the forge itself, and that leaves one more wheelbarrow and 2 people. So what are Stropharia and Salvo going to do?
I'm gonna try and grab the hands of the other people that are lagging behind and go around.
Oh, I found that page for what I was looking for.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
It was under thesis. Welcome presents. Something about you puts the people you encounter at ease around you, even when your appearance might otherwise cause suspicion or caution. You get +1 enhancement towards influence actions with strangers who don't have a negative attitude towards you.
Okay.
So what is that? Like trust, welcome presents, whatever.
Yeah. So,
Whatever that would be.
So that effect, in terms of effectively just making them trust you and whatnot.
Yeah, mechanically it says gain +1 enhancement towards influence actions with strangers. So probably more important when we encounter NPCs.
Right.
I just thought it'd be funny to take that with this guy.
Sure. No, I think that's hilarious.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll grab their hands and try to lead them around the corner. While I'm doing that, can I talk to the purple mushrooms?
Do you have any sort of thesis or synthesis that allows you to talk to mushrooms?
I got fungal immunity or something. I tried to use it
Communion?
last time.
I had that in the last time I played this game.
Yeah.
Fungal communion?
Yeah. And they're my like greatest ally.
Sure.
I didn't
It looks like you roll a leadership or survival action with a minor
Okay.
complication.
Yep. And this is reflexive action, so you can do this and move. There, you won't need to be holding any of the hands because the 3 ladies are carrying, and these are all hobgob, sort of lankier, fairly well. The one woman looks like she's got arms as big around as her thighs. It's just built,
Oh, so she doesn't need me.
built like a brick.
That could either be really, really skinny or or
Was it me and
huge.
the other way. Yeah,
Sabo were the
she's-
ones that were lagging behind, I guess.
right there. She's pretty muscular. Her nieces are not.
Those elves.
But
So delicate and frail.
Yeah.
but having said that, though, yeah, you can make that roll with a minor complication as a reflexive action, and you'll still be able to make a normal action. So it would be leadership or survival, whichever you prefer.
Okay. And what else?
And that can pair with whichever social attribute you feel is most appropriate.
Oh, composure.
All right, go ahead and give that a roll real quick. It's difficulty 1 with a minor complication.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at this. Do I get any props because they're my greatest ally?
Not particularly, no. The ability to do this, mostly.
I got an 8, so 1.
All right. So
Just making it worse for everybody.
you get 2 pieces of information, one of which will be a deliberate falsehood. So this crystal cave
The
that
mushrooms lie.
the mushrooms do lie. This crystal cave that you have found your way in is atop a lava flow, which is likely the source of the fire, and now that it is broken through, will likely flood the cave. The other piece of information is that around that corner to the south is a relatively safe cavern where you should be able to duck in and rest and heal yourself.
Okay. So then I'll just tell them to follow me. I know where to go.
All right. Now, since you're trying to move through an area that has the moderate burning effect, you'll each need to make some sort of a roll to move without getting injured. So this would generally be I would say athletics probably. But I am certainly open to hearing other ideas if you have them.
I got survival.
You want to lean on survival dexterity to try to know where to step to least likely be the next place that fire burns out?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and give that roll. How about for Salva?
I'm relying heavily on athletics and intellect, to be honest. I'm just trying to understand where to put my foot placement at certain times and certain intervals, while also trying to keep my eye on the other shipment of metal that we need to get out of here.
Right. Okay, so you're trying to do your best Fremen walk while watching the metal, but you're not trying to bring the metal, though?
Because I only have 1 might, so I won't be able to carry all that metal by myself.
All right,
so.
fair enough. The first sacrifice may very well be being made right now. Go ahead and make that int athletics roll, please. And what is Bunga relying on to navigate out of this tunnel?
Wow. My dexterity is 5 and my survival is 4.
Okay.
And I rolled no successes and 1-1.
Excellent.
So I don't know if that's a botch in this. Wow, 9 dice.
It is. You do have the option of turning it into a simple failure with a momentum. Or you can accept the botch.
What do y'all think?
Do what your heart tells you, is what I would say.
Let's turn it into a simple complication and use a momentum.
All right, so we bring the momentum down to 3. And we have made it now a simple failure. You will still suffer an injury condition as you move through, as the flames burn your legs mostly. But you are able to carry the wheelbarrow full of metal out. How about Strafina? What was your result? 3 successes. Excellent. Perfect. That is exactly what you needed to navigate your way out without, in fact, catching on fire. And how about for Salva?
Okay, I'm gonna do something dumb.
Ooh, please do.
Use my intellect and technology to figure out how to maneuver this damn thing without having to sacrifice it. If I get burnt, that's fine. I'm padded. But the mission was the metals, and if this is some sort of big sacred thing that our Chaos Boy was talking about earlier, I am going to try to see it through.
Okay.
And consequences be damned. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So you're going to try to grab that wheelbarrow and pull it with you.
Yeah.
All right. I will rule that will turn your complication into a major complication on this roll.
That's fine. Let me see. And what is 2 10s?
10s count as 2.
Okay, so that's 4, 5.
Excellent. That's enough to even have an additional hit. So if you would like to, for example, there's not much. You know what? I'd let you spend that additional hit to prevent Bunga from taking damage, like pull Bunga out of the way, basically, if you want.
Cool. That's perfect because like I've finally found a way to maneuver the wheelbarrow out.
Yeah, really what it comes down to for you is you get it at the right angle and let gravity do most of the work for you. In fact, probably not quite gracefully moving Bunga out of the, like, it's the equivalent of like banging into somebody's ankles with your shopping cart.
Oh yeah.
Is kind of how it works.
That's perfect.
But it does move Bunga out of the way. As you clear the cavern, the last one to make their way out is M. Glitterstone, and you see her walk out like covered in like soot and like burnt skin, and she like shakes and it like falls away and she's fine.
I'm
Getting excited. I was like, yes.
I'm
Evil.
happy you're okay, but also at the same time, kind of, I don't know, I feel a new emotion.
Just no worries. We got out. That's what's important, right?
Right. Right.
So you don't look like the guy we left with. She turns and points to Bunga.
No, you don't look like the folks I was fines with.
Oh.
Bunga
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
go
still
ahead.
priestess of Crystal City, and she'll extend a hand.
Oh, well, it's quite nice to meet you. And I'll put out a giant ogre hand and shake.
Thank you so much for your help and your protection.
It seems that some sort of, them there chaos magic done knocked me for a loop and did a switcheroo. And, well, here I am, and you didn't know what was going on, but you looked like the nice folk, so I just grabbed your metal, and here we are.
Thank you so much for doing that.
M says, yeah, I was afraid that might have been what happened. I'm sure we'll find him. I'm sure he's fine and probably not too far from here. So we should keep moving.
Uh, uh, so I was just looking back and just so we still holding on to Bunga, by the way. Just so we just exchange one weird one for another more greener weird one.
For the moment, we'll find him
Well,
once we get somewhere safe.
Thanks for helping me navigate their fire plumes.
Mm.
It's couldn't quite balance with this other thing in my arm. Oh yeah, this is yours. There you go. Just put that back down there.
Says, well, we got to keep this stuff moving. I'm glad we were able to get it all. And we need to keep, I think, moving forward. That fire is going to spread, no doubt. And I don't want to be here if and when those darklings come back.
No, that's what them was. Well, I see them beetles are flying with through these there tunnels. Must mean that there's an airflow going.
Seems reasonable to me.
As they're having this exchange, Sappho's just gonna shrink himself back down, and he's going to use tremor sense to feel some motion, whether it's like something shifting, something moving. He just wants to get a layout of possible safe areas to navigate through.
Sure. What we're going to do here is you're actually going to go on what is known as an expedition. You're in unfamiliar territory in the world below. And if you would like to take lead on this expedition, you may do so. The others may attempt to assist you in this task. So what we will do is I'm just going to real quick step-by-step walk through what the expedition rules entail. This would be an excavation expedition, effectively. You're going to have to do a little bit of digging to get you through. The base difficulty of this endeavor is a 2.
Get out of here, brother. 2. Okay.
I need to assess some pressures that are going to be affecting this this roll. Now, one of the people in your party does possess a thesis known as Excavator, which grants a +1 enhancement on all excavation attempts. So that will go to you since you're going to be the main actor, and she'll just roll her straight dice. Whatever she gets for helping. I'll get to that in a moment. You are absolutely in a dangerous environment, so I'm going to add a +2 to the difficulty, bringing it up to 4.
Okay.
And this is anything that includes loose rock that's prone to collapsing, underground rivers of water, acid, or worse, tectonically unstable regions, and pockets of surface pollution all are examples of common hazards. You have no advanced preparation, so no real way of knowing what to expect. So we're going to just give you a +2 for that. Now, how long do you want to go on this expedition? How much time do you want to spend looking for a place to sort of bed down? Do you want to keep this relatively brief, a matter of a day or two? Do you want to spend weeks looking for a new spot? The longer you take, the easier it is.
Oh, so a week would be easier than a day?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we can take a week.
Week? Do you have little ones have enough food for a week?
Well, that's one of the things that we'll get to find out. If anybody has any theses or syntheses to help feed you, that would be an important factor to mention. So check and see if you have anything that lets you get food easily or something along those lines.
I'm quite good at foraging for foods, but all the way down there, it must be incredibly hard to reach the mushrooms way up here.
I just
I have
that.
Cavern Farmer.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we're going to give you only a difficulty of +1 due to your distance. Now you're looking at difficulty 5. And equipment and workforce. Do any of you have any tools like a shovel, anything that is particularly good at digging, moving things around, tools-wise?
Not on me. I can make something.
Well, in fact, you do have the forge there, right? And
Yep.
that can be cold forged, so she can make you all some good shovels. So we'll say that's going to reduce your difficulty by 2, bringing you to a 3. You are unfamiliar with the land, so that gives you no benefit. Are you trying to be hasty, or are you taking your time?
Take your time.
Yeah, I don't think we got to be anywhere in a hurry right now.
All right.
The goal is just to get her away from the town. I mean,
And set up somewhere safe for the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll take her time with it.
All right. And does anyone have any syntheses or theses that provide them with a map?
I'm good at none of these things.
No worries.
No, I just have a dowsing sorcery.
You have a dowsing sorcery.
Yes.
Usually the folk I'm traveling with are the smart types who've got the maps.
Let me check out dowsing real quick.
By following the flows of chaos, the wielder can track creatures, locations, or elements.
So this will give you 1 intellect advantage roll, which is great. So that effectively acts as an additional 2 enhancement because you have intellect advantage on this check. That's super handy.
Nice.
It does mean that you'll need to lean on intellect with your survival, though, if you want to claim that.
That's fine. That's perfect, actually.
All right.
See.
And give me just a moment because I'm checking one last roll here. All right. So the way that we're going to run this is I will allow each of you to make a roll of either survival and stamina or survival and intellect.
Nice.
Okay.
You'll roll last because what's going to happen is their rolls will either grant you further enhancement or impose complications depending on how they roll.
Cool.
I got 2 10s.
All right, so that's 4 hits. That's 2 for M, so that's 6 hits total.
I got 4 as well.
Excellent. So that's 10 hits. I'm going to give you 5 enhancement, which is basically your max in Ultra. So go ahead and give me that survival intellect, please.
Uh, 3 successes plus the 5 enhancements.
All right, so that's 8. Beautiful. So you spend the next week or so doing some digging. Throughout the area, you find digging out the tunnels themselves here is a bit of a challenge. You're on the silver stratum. It is somewhat solid for the most part. But thanks to the teamwork and the assistance of these tools that have been provided for you so graciously by Althana, you make your way through. You're able to avoid any major pitfalls, and in fact find a small cavern that is natural. You basically poke through a chunk of what seems to be solid wall and find a small cavern. There seems to be a clean spring running through it. You can see there are fungal growths throughout, and there seem to be fish in this water.
I'll try to catch them.
All right, you can try to catch some fish.
Yeah.
Give me a survival, and I would say probably cunning or resolve.
I'll try to like stun them with my staff or something.
Oh, okay.
Resolve. What was the other one? Cunning?
Cunning.
What are you doing in the water there?
Well, you know, everyone works so hard. I thought they deserved a treat, and I got 0 successes. Just like,
All right, you would you like to try to spend a momentum to turn that into a success with consequences?
sure. Let's make it interesting.
All right. You manage to, as you're stabbing down in with your pole, you said your pole is able to like stun, like shock them, or are you trying to just beat them and stun them that way?
She has dream crafted. That's it. My staff.
Okay. Let me look
You
that up.
gotta sharpen it. You gotta put it into a point so it's easier to skew them.
I keep telling her, but
She obviously doesn't fish very often, but she's trying to help.
I imagine she's like using it like an axe and just trying to bonk
Yeah,
them when they
just
come to
like-
the surface.
Break their little necks, you know?
Okay.
As fish have.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you do, in fact, bonk a couple of fish and are able to bring them up. However, when you eat the fish, I'm going to need each of you to go ahead and make just a straight, well, I would say a stamina survival roll, and you're going to be at difficulty 2.
No. That's like her thing, is like medicine and stuff.
only got 2.
No, it's good for you.
Seven successes. Just give me all of them. Num.
You're fine, and in fact,
Poison? Oh, I'll take 2.
you're fine. In fact, you don't notice anything at all wrong with them, at least at first blush.
What was the roll again? Sorry.
Stamina
I guess-
survival.
Survival.
2 successes.
All right. So 2 for you, 7 for you, and how many did you get for Staphoria?
Let me see. I forgot to roll for myself. 2.
All right, you're all fine, but you notice that your blacksmith and her assistants, Althana, Gelfim,
No.
and Aradia, have taken quite ill. In fact, they start basically getting sick out of both ends about
Oh no.
an hour after they eat the fish.
Can I help them?
How would you like to go about helping them?
I'm always prepared. +1 enhancement to med rolls, and I'll just try to. And I have a little herbs and potion kit.
Excellent.
That's
And does that have a tag with it?
exceptional. Multi-use.
Beautiful. So in that case, you'd be looking at a medicine, I would assume probably intellect, though I'm certainly open to hearing other ideas. And you said it was, what was the tag on it? I apologize.
Exceptional.
Exceptional.
Multi-use. Like a bunch of different herbs and stuff.
All right, so you get an additional
Oh.
+1 enhancement.
4.
So
Can I
you
use composure?
sure, yeah. And did you have something, Kel?
Yeah, I've got Cavern Farmer. So maybe maybe I'll try to find something that's less poisonous.
Actually,
and
you may absolutely do so, but I'll give it this to you because you got 7 successes on this, Cal. It wasn't so much that the fish themselves were poisonous; it's that the actual effect of that dream-crafted staff seems to have, like, some of them, when she banged into them, probably caused them to release a toxin internally. Something that maybe, like, imagine if, like, eating the wrong part of a pufferfish type of thing.
Oh.
well, you see, when you're whacking the giraffe fish and you hit them by you gotta. You can't kill them because they activate toxins in their bodies. You gotta boil them alive and stick them in a stew.
Well, let me try and make it better for everyone, and I'll whip up a tea that they can have. I got
Excellent.
2 successes plus the 1 enhancement.
Beautiful. That is sufficient to soothe their tummies and prevent them from dying of dysentery. But they do absolutely spend the next couple hours in grand intestinal distress. So you're going to try to Bunga's going to try to use that cavern farmer. Go ahead and give me that survival. What would you say is going to be your attribute you'd like to pair with it?
Could be dexterity to pluck them very carefully
Sure.
from the water and try to catch the giraffe fish properly without killing them.
Stropharia has to save everyone from herself.
Sure.
Stuff on fire and poisoning people.
I would say your difficulty here is going to be 2.
All right. And getting the nice big mushrooms at the top. Using my sling to knock them down.
I'll assist with patience shot.
Ooh.
Just to be a little bit more accurate than everyone using their bludgeoning stuff to get things down.
All right. Go ahead and Yeah, you gain 1 power advantage on. So, what patient shot will do is it won't necessarily make you a better shot, but it will make your shots more effective when they hit.
Right.
So go ahead and give me a close combat, or I mean a ranged combat and dexterity roll if you don't mind.
Cool. You do that.
My pool for this is 9. I either get 7 or I botch. What is going on?
The dice not liking you. Did you get nothing?
It's 8, 9, or 10, you say?
Yep.
When exploring. Wow. Wish I switched with the other that other roll. Yep, that's a botch.
Okay.
You need at least, or is it no successes or at least 1-1?
No successes and a 1.
There's exactly 1-1 and no successes. I swear I'm good at this. I either get 7 successes or botch.
So would you like to turn that into a simple failure with a point of momentum?
No.
Okay.
Succeed at a cost.
Excellent. You
Because I have a momentum generator that says incur a negative status effect from abysmally failing. That's a hobgob
sure.
aspiration.
And I will grant you one. I will grant that wish and let you get another point of momentum. Let's see which one you wind up with. 1 second.
Oh, 9 dice, huh? I'm usually much better.
Just looking for one that's extra fun for our situation here.
And I usually don't poison people.
Well, it's dangerous out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the world below is a very dangerous area.
We do our best.
I will say that you suffer agony. You were using a handheld weapon, right? Try to get these fish.
I was throwing. Yeah, I was just trying to grab them with my bare hands. Grab them by the necks.
You reach in
Long necks.
and try to grab one, and you don't know if it's just you misjudged the depth or there was a rock that was sticking up particularly high or what the problem was, but you like jam your fingers on this rock. Like, you ever jam your fingers on a basketball? Like, you jam your fingers on this rock and suffer the agony status effect, which gives you all actions at +1 difficulty for the remainder of the scene.
Agony. All actions.
Yep. All physical actions. No, I'm sorry. All actions. Yeah, +1 difficulty for the remainder of the scene. Yeah, because you've jammed your fingers.
Oh, the necks are so strong. The giraffe fish, we've determined.
Yes.
It's a cannon in the world below.
I'll yell up to him like, do you want me to take a look at it? Your fingers?
I'm fine. And like one of his fingers is just like a whole segment like pushed into his hand and not bending properly. And you see a little tear.
Oh no. I think I know what's happening. You guys are and I got 3 successes, by the way, for that shot, and he's just gonna go kind of fire the arrow and look at both of them like, you've been cursed, both of you.
Yeah, with 3 successes, you pin like 2 of them and take out the rock formation that was sticking out that had broken Bunga's hand up. So,
yep.
Fairy will just hang her head in shame.
Mm-hmm. This is how it all starts, First, we lose our lucky charm, and then one of us starts killing our party without trying to warn us, and then the other one starts breaking his own fingers. It goes downhill from there. That's how you end up eating each other.
On the
Who
bright
tried to
side,
kill
though,
the
you're
party?
back up to full momentum.
Stubbing one's finger, going straight to cannibalism is quite a jump. But if you say that there's a curse, then I'm willing to believe you. You have the face on you that looks like you know what's about the curses.
And meanwhile, it's just like you don't even see his face. It's just a animal skull with like weird horns on it, and you can't even see the eyes. So like that's not a trustworthy face.
Well, I botched, so that this guy seems legit.
While all this is going on, you see M ask the blacksmith for some scraps and start she grabs like a rock and like rubs one of the scraps on it a couple times. Says, "Can I borrow some of that fish fat from the one that got half eaten before you started puking?" "Thanks, great, awesome, thank you." Starts rubbing that on there, and eventually winds up with like a rock that's sort of concave, filled with fish fat, with like a little metal shard sitting on top of the fish fat. And she says, "Listen, I'm going to go see if I can figure out where we lost our buddy. Can you all hold the fort until I get back?"
I mean, I can, but I can't promise that that one won't decide to poison us with more fish and mushrooms, and the other one won't. I'll keep myself alive if that gives you comfort.
I only poisoned 2 by accident, okay? And I don't think it's a great idea for you to be going off on your own like this. We don't know the area at all.
You're absolutely right on both accounts. I'll be back in a little bit. She turns and starts walking out.
Wait, just in case. And you just watch as you see like a part of that skull open up, and he just drags like one of the teeth out of it, puts it in M's hand. That way I can track you.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I had a thing for that. Never mind.
If you bless her before she leaves and give her the branded status effect, as long as she remains branded by you, you'll know the direction and distance to her.
I also have fragment, but yeah, I'll do that too. So I'll just she'll turn away and I'll kind of grab her hand and be like, "Just a moment," and then I'll use words of judgment.
Okay. Oh, I mean, you could also send a fragment with if you wanted to, but you can do both, because the word of judgment will give her enhancement.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So persuasion and
Yep, persuasion, presence. Down here, you have a complication of 2, difficulty 1. So, or I should say, difficulty 1, moderate complication.
that's a 0.
No successes?
Yeah.
Do you want to succeed at a cost for the low cost 1 momentum?
No. I'll be like,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
I'll be like,
The blessing,
sorry,
the blessing fizzles. You feel, for some reason, perhaps it's the very chaotic energies that M. Glitterstone embraces. Your gods will not smile upon her, at least at this moment.
there seems to be something wrong with me today. I'm very sorry I let everyone down. And
It's
she'll
curse.
just
We're
go
cursed.
corner.
She
Look
says,
at what the trustworthy animal druid bone man says.
M says, "Now hold on. There's no reason for beating ourselves up. We are in a very difficult situation. Things did not go according to plan. And mistakes are going to be made. I think everybody needs to take a breather, relax. We're safe here. Let me go find your friend. Don't worry about the mistakes you've made. Focus on what we can do now to do better, okay?" And she's going to use encouraging word along with that.
Aw.
All
And,
right.
and that's going to be a composure and we'll say leadership. No, composure, empathy that she will roll.
And what did
Uh,
Haley introduce her character as? The priestess
The priestess.
of
I'm a,
the Crystal
yeah,
City.
of Crystal City, but Crystal City is known to be like kind of fallen. It was like this great palace at one time, and now it's like full of bandits and stuff.
You assume I know things about places.
She did get 2 successes with her enhancement on making you feel better. As
So I
she
wipe a tear and I lift my chin up a bit.
says, "Don't worry, I've been in worse pickles than this, and I'll see you soon." And takes off running back up the hallway that you have carved out.
The priestess and I will learn how to fish better while they're gone.
I've honestly never seen that fish in my life. I haven't been many places, so I do apologize. I thought it would be safer than it was. I need to think
Well,
more clearly.
I done seen the Darves, and they use like little pieces of twine on sticks, and they tricks the fish into like biting the end of them.
That does seem like a good idea.
I just figured it was Darwin like advanced technology.
Hmm.
I hurt my hand trying to grab them.
Are you sure you don't want me to take a look at that?
Okay.
I'll just use a straight medicine roll.
Yeah, and if you succeed, it's difficulty 1, no complications. If you succeed, it ends the status effect.
Medicine and composure. You're in good hands, don't worry. Ah, a 10 and an 8 and a 9 plus my enhancement.
Yeah, you're A-OK. She's like, "This is gonna hurt for a second," and like pulls all your fingers out, and you're like, "Oh!" And then
Wow.
suddenly
I was
much
going to be
better.
stuck in there forever.
Now,
See, I swear I'm useful sometimes.
now you do note, as you are one who speaks with bugs, that there are several smaller bugs kind of running about in the dirt here. So if you wanted to try to corral some to use as bait, like if you wouldn't find any moral objection to that, to use as fishing bait, you could absolutely do so.
I would.
And would Solvo want to try to build some like fishing poles with or lines perhaps?
Yeah, it's already working on something. Kind of like first try to gate them off first, so they're not like whipping back and forth. So they have to just stay there.
Okay.
He kind of is working with like crystal smithing something to like drop that down there, so like it makes everything a little bit easier.
Okay.
Um,
And your crystal smithing is a technology, correct?
Technology, yeah, technology and yeah.
Attaching a crystal to the end of a stick. It's genius.
Go ahead and give me that technology intellect, and we'll say that this will be difficulty 3 because you are kind of trying to use a
Two,
very tough material
right.
for a very delicate operation.
That makes sense because the light will reflect it. It'll be like a fishing lure.
3 successes.
Reusable lures.
Excellent. You are able to build not only a net through the middle that has some crystal attachments that'll keep it in place, but also the flickering of them on the bit of light that comes from either any fires that you light or from any sunflies that wander in, also do attract the fish.
Yep.
So we'll say that will go ahead. You had 3 successes on it, was it you said?
3.
So we'll say, yeah, go ahead and give a +1 enhancement to any rolls that you make to fish. Over the span of the next day or so, you are able to catch probably about a dozen of these fish. Are you going to clean and prepare and try to preserve them all? Are you going to throw some of them back? What is your plan for this crop that you have gathered?
Um, he's saving
Bounty, I
2.
guess, would be the proper term since you didn't grow
Yeah.
the fish. Yes.
Can I look for like some kind of salt substance where we are? See if we can preserve them.
Sure. Why don't you go ahead and make a survival and cunning roll, please?
Is this fresh water?
Yes.
Oh, there's only one place where it's technically salt water from what I read.
Right. That they know
setting.
of. Yeah.
That they know of. Yeah.
And you're
And
a
that's like
ways
the
away
biggest
from
body
that.
of water. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a couple of layers away from that right now.
1 success.
Okay. You're able to not so much find a like any salt specifically, but you are able to find a lichen that if you dry out and crush up and sprinkle it on, it'll act as a preservant. Probably not for as long as salt would, but it'll probably by a couple days before things start getting foul.
I'll show Bunga and be like, look, do you think this will work? Salt substitute?
Yes. I'm gonna crack open a part of the wall and look for salt.
All right, you can try to do a little bit of mining, see if you can find some salt.
Yeah.
All right, and what would you like to lean on for that mining?
Might and survival or close combat.
I would say probably survival would be your best bet. Are you trying to? Are you just like kind of randomly digging? I believe one of you had dowsing, correct?
Yep.
If you'd like to douse for salt, you could do so.
Definitely. I'm assisting this because I can see how this can go bad.
Right, because you can see Bunga starts like just chopping, like grabs one of the axes. At this point, because whenever you have downtime, the cold forge is going. Okay.
Right.
It's in fact almost a little. It's impressive, possibly bordering on disturbing the level of dedication that Althana seems to have to working this forge and to working these metals. But the bright side is that you all will have exceptional tools pretty much for any mining or digging that you need to do, because whenever you're stopped, she's just cranking out tools.
Right. And he's with it. In fact, every so often, he just kind of does like a creepy, like if the camera pans over, it's just him appearing behind her, just hovering over her as like this weird skeletal figure, just admiring. But as he's helping Bunga, you watch as he kind of twists the horns on his skull head, and you just hear it crunch, and he just cocks his head back and forth. Move that way, that way, that way. No, yep, up. There you go. There you go. And for the first time, actually raising his voice almost to like make sure like there's a warning for like each hit.
All right.
Boys make a good team.
And for dowsing, because you're calling as alchemist, right?
Yes.
So you're looking at an intellect science roll, please.
Ooh.
Or no, I apologize. because it's a supplemental action. It's survival cunning.
Survival cunning. Okay.
Dig in for salt. Dig in for salt. It's my dig in for salt song. Dig in for salt.
4 successes.
Sure, we'll just like clap along.
All right. So the way this can work then is you can do one of two things.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to grant you intellect advantage, which will then help you find what you're looking for, right? Because you said 4.
Yes.
The complication here is 2. That makes 2, so you have 1 additional hit. You can, you can't really do much with that 1 additional hit, but you can use that 1 additional hit to grant an actual just enhancement to Bunga's actual like swinging of the axe as you're pointing out the specific places to hit.
Definitely.
And then it would be science intellect to find out like where the salt might be.
Okay.
So, but you'll make that with +1 advantage. So that has no complications. It's difficulty 2, and you have 2 enhancement.
Cool. Let me do that. 2, 4, 6. Just 2 successes.
All right, that still is exactly what you need to find the correct area for salt. So now it's really going to just come down to a might, and what was it you were going to pair your might with?
Survival.
Survival. All right, survival might. You'll have 1 enhancement thanks to this. The rock that you're trying to break through is going to be difficulty 3, and you do have an exceptional tool, so that gives you +2 enhancement as well. So you're going to have a total of +3 enhancement. So basically, as long as you get a hit, you'll find some salt.
6. It's either all
All
or
right.
all or nothing.
So in addition
Damn.
to cracking open a salt lick, you actually also pull out a chaos rock about the size of your fist.
Ooh. Oh, you're muted.
I think in this weird moment, weirdly enough, pair of hands kind of almost like a bless up motion for like this, him holding up the rock.
Look what we done did fine together with the power of friendship.
Oh, that's what Mushroom Lady and the other folks were talking about, the power of friendship.
She'd be like, wonderful. Good job, Bunga.
Excellent.
This will take the curse away, it will.
I'm going to just kind of hang it from your neck for the moment.
Gonna use tie it up.
All right. Excellent.
Use a little sling.
You hang the chaos rock from your neck.
Actually. Ow. Oh, it's a tight fit.
Don't wound yourself.
I did it.
So we've got about a dozen or so fish that are now salt preserved, a chaos rock that you found, and what appears to be a safe little alcove after about a day after M has left. And I think is where we'll take our 5 for biological and technological breaks right after Cal went to all that trouble to make that stone fit. My apologies.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. You look adorable. All right. So if you're watching this live, please hang out so you see our pretty faces again. If you're watching this in VOD, fast forward until you see us again, and then we will be back. Hang tight, and we'll see you in a moment. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to twitch.tv/The Onyx Path. When last we left our adventurers, they were hanging in a cave where they had managed to take advantage of the stream, set up some fishing nets, catch some fish. They were able to find some salt in a nearby rock, as well as a chaos rock. M. Glitterstone, the chaosist hobgob who's traveling with the party, has left in the hope of tracking down Kelzul, who mysteriously disappeared mid-chaos portal as you were leaving Tulver's Hearth, leaving the rest of you behind. Now, what is your watch structure in this place? What are you doing to handle security, if anything?
I kind of imagined us like just hanging out in a corner of the wherever we are. And then
There's the 2 elves, Bunga, and how many other?
In 3 hobgobs. The actual Smith, Lana, like I said, she's really muscular, particularly in her arms and chest. She's got steelworker arms. She looks like she blacksmiths. And then Gelfim and Areta are less fit, but also both do know their way around the forge a little bit.
Okay, so there's 6 of us. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I actually think I interrupted Haley there. I was just trying to picture in my head how many of us there were. First. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Haley?
I was just thinking like where we are for location. Are we like in the middle of like, are we just like out in the open, or are we like kind of hankered down in like a corner somewhere?
Well, you've basically you cut through solid rock until you came to this opening. The river runs through the opening. Aside from the way you came in, the only way that you can see to get out without carving another path would be to go down into the river and swim until another opportunity to surface came up.
Well, that's kind of scary.
Otherwise you have to keep excavating to keep moving beyond.
Down the river or up river?
I mean, either way. Aside from this semicircular opening that you're in, like where the river. So if you'd imagine like it kind of almost like an oval, and then like the right side of the oval, about 2/3 of the way in, is where the river runs through. The river, basically, there's like a little bit of opening above where the water is passing through, going both ways, up and down river. But other than that, there's no path in other than the one that you've carved in.
The NPC that kind of went to go scout, did they come back?
No, she is gone.
Do we know which way they went?
The only path that's been carved. They went back the way you came, basically.
To try to navigate.
Right, try to find wherever the missing.
This is like a temporary little.
Right. This is just basically you lucked out. Due to the result of your rolls when you're excavating, you lucked out and found this nice little pocket.
I also have something to add.
Sure.
My momentum generators are feed the hungry and heal the sick and wounded.
Okay, so that would add 2 more momentum to your pool, so you're at 6 now. Did anybody else complete a momentum generator that we have not yet addressed?
No, I just completed short term.
Okay.
Yeah. So the 3 in the middle are incur a negative status effect.
Okay.
And I did that.
Which that one I assigned you the momentum for already.
steal or find something chaotic
which you've done. So that's another momentum generator, right? So
and play a trick on someone stuffy.
that opportunity hasn't exactly presented itself yet.
No one's been stuffy enough. I thought you guys were elves.
um,
I'm pretty formal. Try to be.
That's true.
But yeah, Sopheria's not really thinking about security. She wouldn't. She's kind of like trying to feed people and stuff.
I want to show off to this buff Hob blacksmith.
okay.
So I'll take watch sometimes and guard. On the left side, I have short term and I have 2 short term things.
Yeah, those are your short-term aspirations.
Oh, okay, so one's connected to dogma, one's connected to ancestry. I see. Cool.
Yeah. So
Without letting Bunga know, Salvo has kind of gotten down to like the shortened height, kind of get closer to the shadows, has their bow out, has it concealed, and is just has that on guard.
okay.
And it's just every so often, just makes like the creepiest sound that one of my people can make every so often. Both to ward off some creatures, but also to basically scare Bunga in the meantime.
Sure.
I'm picturing your character has like what were those, like an Aztec death whistle? Have you heard of those?
Yes.
Have you seen those?
Yes. That's awesome.
And they like blow through them and it like sounds like a creature or like a person like screaming. Like it's hard to describe. Google it. And I imagine you just have this like weird like charm that your ocarina death whistle that you're trying to scare him with.
It's a little bit of that, but also like there's some chattering, clicking that just like grinding that just does not sound natural.
I imagine those little.
You trying to scare all of us?
Those chitter things.
Mostly anything that's trying to lurk up around us. Just sound like a very territorial creature, but also at the same time, unnerving Bunga while he's trying to like throw up the muscles for to impress.
How dare you? Bunga is very, very observant. Whatever stat that is, I assure you.
So the question, I guess, then becomes: are you going to kind of simultaneously try to stay up as long as you can and watch, or are you going to trade shifts? You will obviously have some overlapping time, and that's fine, where you can sort of compare notes or, I guess, compete with your various different techniques. But is there any sort of split for sleep?
Yeah.
We'll try.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Why don't you both roll 1d10 for me, if you don't mind?
Ooh, 1d10. Nine.
8.
All right, excellent. So while Salvo is asleep, and I would assume at this point the rest of the party is as well.
Yeah.
I would like Bunga to go ahead and give me a survival and cunning roll. And do you have any syntheses or theses that help you notice creatures, avoid surprises, anything along those lines?
I was just finishing a bagel. All right.
And that's okay. Bagels are important. They're one of
I was
the
just
major food
finishing
groups.
a giraffe fish. Okay.
And this will be a difficulty 2 with a moderate complication.
It says, excuse me, quick reflexes. Your reaction time is abnormally fast. Gain +1 enhancement to actions to avoid ambushes.
That may come in handy. But nothing in terms of... well, I'll allow that for the detection. Sure. Let's grant that to this survival, and cunning would probably be the best combo.
Okay. Cunning's not as bad as my intellect. And survival, you say?
Indeed.
Yeah. 3 successes.
Excellent. So the way this is going to work, you did make your... Was that 3 successes on the dice? Or was that 3 including your enhancement?
Not including the enhancement.
Excellent. So that brings you to 4. Okay. So you notice skittering sounds coming from below, like something digging through the ground beneath you. And you start listening and paying close attention. You realize it seems to be digging up underneath where the fish are stored.
All right. I'm going to... Oh, I knew we should have tied it up and around something so it's lingering in the air, not on the ground where the bugs are. Did I go and I grab whatever the fish are being stored in, a basket or
Sure.
a sack or something like that?
Yeah, I would imagine probably
over-
a sack full of the salt.
Pull it over my my shoulder, and wow, it's enough that I was able to like feel it in the ground or hear it.
Yeah, like
The
you,
sense that gave it away.
you could feel like the slightest sort of rumble, and then start to hear like the telltale signs of like tunneling underneath you. If your action prior to this happening is to grab that sack and throw it over your shoulder, that's totally fine. Would you like to? Where would you like to move from that point?
I'm gonna yell to the others, whoever's sleeping, or whoever's awake, and move away from where they would be sleeping.
All right. So you shout and start to back up. This is enough to wake all of you up as a pack of R3 come bursting up from the ground beneath where the fish were stored. R3 have mandibles strong enough to chew anything, thick exoskeletons covering their whole body, more legs than you can count. They eat waste, dig tunnels, and their plates make for excellent armor should you manage to slay one. They come in a wide variety of sizes, and R3 is kind of a umbrella term for various different types of bugs that share multi-legged and armored carapaces.
I see. So it's like millipede, centipede, like just big bugs that might actually impose.
Right. Yeah. Imagine like a millipede or centipede with like beetle shell plating.
Yeah.
Oh.
But these, luckily for you, are of the smaller variety, which means they're each about the size of a Great Dane. As they come pouring up out of the ground, 4 of them. let's have another initiative roll. So again, this will be the higher of your Dex, Athletics, or Empathy plus Cunning. And may I just take a moment to say that is one of my favorite innovations of StoryPath Ultra. As somebody who
An attribute
runs
plus an attribute.
no. The initiative is much easier to remember in Ultra because it is your higher of a couple of attributes that make sense together, as opposed to the lower of a couple that don't. So it's a
It
good
was dexterity plus cunning.
no, it's Dexterity plus Athletics or Empathy plus Cunning.
Gotcha.
2.
Three.
I roll with both hands. I'm luckier.
That die has gone to Dice Holla on my floor.
Oh.
3.
All right.
Ooh, die.
So beautiful. Do either of you passionately wish to go first?
Bongo go first.
All right.
I'm gonna throw a single fish into the hole they came from. Oh, and I'm going to talk to them because I can do that.
Okay.
Go on, get. I'll share one with you. You don't get no more.
All right.
You're gonna get a bonk if you do.
This is beautiful. The R3 are what's known as feral. Feral creatures don't line up well with the player character thought processes. So influence actions against them incur a major complication. So what you would need to roll is your whatever social skill you're going to lean on when you're trying to persuade them, along with your manipulation or presence, whichever you prefer. You're going to be at difficulty 1, but you have a complication of 3. If you fail to resolve that complication, the creature will react badly, misinterpret your orders, or flee without paying attention to what it might step on.
Okay. Presence 2. Persuasion none. Let's see here. Can I spend or do anything? Well, like Bug Talker gives me +1 enhancement, but otherwise I'm just at 2 dice. Here we go. 1 success.
All right. So what exactly is it that you are saying to them?
I gave you a fish. Now scram before it gets violent, see?
Okay.
And I throw one of the fish into the little tunnel that they carved when they came up.
All right. So you can, if you want, because you only got the 1 success.
1 success, and then I guess like the enhancement from.
And your 1 enhancement.
Yeah.
You can spend momentum
Oh,
on a 1-for-1 basis to add enhancement to that roll. So if you do get it up to 4 enhancement, that would be, or up to, I guess you would need 3 enhancement. That would be enough to take care of the complication and get them to actually follow your directions.
right. So the complication is 3, and I have 2. So
Right, so you actually would need to
momentum
spend-
to get rid of it.
You need to spend 2 because the difficulty is 1. So you need a total of 4 successes.
I think. Is everyone okay with that? We've got 7. Yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah.
So you had 2, you need 2 more, so that brings your momentum down to 5.
That's right.
Excellent. They turn around and start heading down after the fish. At least the first one does. However, that leaves 3 that seem to be very hungry and definitely approaching you. Who would you like to pass your initiative to?
I think, excuse me. I think I rolled initiative the same time as
That is
Crow,
true.
right?
Yep. Yeah. You and
So I'm going to
Salvo.
pass
Yep.
it to them.
All right.
He
What would
is,
Salvo like to do?
has grabbed the stuff we've used to manufacture like crystalline fishing lure traps and stuff like that. Um, got that stuff kind of hooked up to the bow. Um, he is going to patient shot this, and yeah, he is going to try to hit a soft, squishy spot or some sort of connection. Uh, Kind of slow the momentum of this movement.
Okay.
Okay.
So you need to aim with a simple action before making your attack. So the way that this would work then is that your first action is going to be spent. You'll be making a ranged combat and like cunning or intellect
That's fine.
to actually make that aim roll.
Cool. We'll use intellect. That's gonna be intellect and
Ranged combat.
range combat. Okay. 2, 4, 6. 9. Okay. Uh, 3.
Excellent. So that will go off with power advantage on your next turn
Okay.
because you're holding that turn to aim. Right?
Yep.
And it'll go off with power advantage on the next turn. Who would you like to pass your initiative to?
Uh, it's gonna shout out to the Mushroom Queen. Hey, get the ladies out of here.
Stropharia gonna yell to Bunga, like, run far away. They're after the fish. And then she's gonna try to give him an enhancement
All
with
right.
words of encouragement.
Excellent.
Persuasion.
Persuasion presence. You have two complication here, a moderate complication here because of the chaos level. And your difficulty is going to be 1.
Are they all heading towards Bunga?
The 3 that remain, yes. The one
Ah.
that listened to you went down after the fish.
I got 2.
Excellent. So that is enough to grant the branded status effect. You are blessed, so you get +1 to your defense actions, Bunga. However, that does kick off a chaotic retaliation. Only a minor one, so you got that going for you.
Oh no.
Sets it on fire again.
Give me just a moment to dig up them sweet, sweet chaotic retaliations.
She accidentally revives the fish.
That would be great.
All characters within short range who share a bond with the caster increase that bond by 1 to a maximum of 5. The caster increases bonds they share with any creature within short range by 1 to a maximum of 5. All of your bonds increase by 1 as you grow stronger as a unit, as the chaos infuses you and calcifies the significance of this moment of unity.
Power of friendship.
Yeah, see, not all chaotic retaliations are bad. Chaos gets a bad rap. Says your friendly neighborhood chaosist.
I'm gonna use
So
my movement to just hide behind one of those wheelbarrows.
All right, yeah, you absolutely can interpose the wheelbarrow between yourself and the creatures, as do the smiths. You had a question, Crow?
yeah, so our bond increases just to Stro, just for one.
So it will. I would assume because you're player characters, you technically should have a bond of one with each other.
Yeah.
So all of your bonds to characters who are present in the scene will go up by one.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 Cool.
Nice.
So
I'm like best friends with Stavo now. Stavo. Bond 3.
yeah.
All right. That then, I assume you're going to pass it off to our bug friends because that's really all you got left for options. So the bugs are going to lunge forward. All three of them are very interested in grabbing them fishes. So they're going to attempt to take a bite out of your legs. And now let me just double check here. I appreciate your patience while I verify that I'm doing my rules properly. The defense sets the difficulty of the attacker's roll. Character's starting defense against an incoming attack is always 1. When a character is attacked, they may make a defensive action using stamina with no skill added. The difficulty of the action is 0 unless otherwise noted. Each hit garnered from a defensive action can be used to purchase defense tricks. After she sets her defense, the attacker rolls for the attack action. So you would, and once you are attacked, all your defensive tricks persist for the round. So now, because you've already gone this round and it hasn't come back around to you, you can choose to go full defense and sacrifice your action basically for the next round if you wanted to, or you can just make a straight, which would let you roll your stamina times 2. Otherwise, you would just roll your straight stamina with the enhancement that you got from being blessed.
Oh, I'll just roll stamina and excuse me. I have a carapace.
Oh, excellent. What does that carapace provide you?
Yeah. I've either grown or covered myself in a hardened shell. Increasing your defense is only the beginning of this attunement. You may purchase it up to 3 times, with each time improving the synthesis as follows. So I have +3 because I put 3 dots in it.
Okay.
So it says carapace +3 defense. And
Nice.
Provides +1 enhancement when defending against a weapon tag of your choice. I don't really know enough about the system yet to figure that out, but the defense helps. So
Sure.
is defense a static thing, or do I roll that?
You roll the stamina, right?
Okay.
So instead of whereas a normal creature would start at defensive 1, according to your thing, you're starting at defense 3, right? Or is it +3 defense?
It's +3.
So you're starting at a base defense of 4. You would still roll your stamina, and you can either increase that, or you can buy stunts. Like roll away, for example. If you want to buy the roll away stunt, you move a range band away from your enemies. Do you have to choose a tag, and it's just that's the tag that it works on from there on out?
Let's see. You
For the
may
carapace?
each as as above. Plus provides you +1 enhancement when defending against a weapon tag of your choice.
Okay.
It doesn't really tell me if
So
at purchase, or I just left it blank because I don't really.
my suggestion to you, and not just because this is one that's coming at you, but my suggestion to you would be to consider piercing as your choice, because piercing, the piercing tag cuts through and damages armor.
Armor, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you set it up, so
Actually,
that,
yeah, that's good.
yeah, I think that would be my recommendation just off the cuff. Brutal though is also another one
Pierce.
to brutal or aggravated are also other nice tags to.
Okay, I'll look into that.
We can
before
assume
I-
piercing for now, and then
Let's just say, yeah,
if you want to
+3
change it
defense
next session, that's fine.
+1 versus piercing. All right. So I rolled 2 successes on my stamina roll.
Excellent. So you can choose to use that as the dodge trick, which would effectively turn your defense up to a 6. Or you could roll away 1 range band and dodge, so you'd have defense 5 and you'd be a further range band away from them.
I'm gonna need to be close if I want to bunga them, so
Okay. So
I'll just roll away.
straight defense 6 then?
Yeah.
All right. The first one gets 4 successes as they chomp at your legs, but are unable to do so thanks to your swift, fast feet and the coverings of your carapace. However, the second one gets 5 hits. They get a good grab on you, but you're able to pry your leg loose from that. The third fares very poorly, not even able to keep up with his brethren and chew. However, because we are doing popcorn initiative and the villains went last, they're all going to go again. Your same defense applies because your turn hasn't happened. For the first one, with their attempt to continue chewing, only gets 2 successes, failing to pierce your armor, or your carapace, I should say. The second one gleans 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. Once again, I apologize, 6. That one does meet your defense. So you are, however, you did take the piercing, so that will cancel that out. They're not able to deal you any damage. And the third one just really is just having no luck. He's almost like, if you can imagine, like 2 of them are slightly larger and this third one is kind of like the scrappy do of the bunch. So he's very excitedly snipping at you, but with to no avail whatsoever. You have managed to avoid a round of 6 attacks from these bugs.
This is how I've stayed alive so long.
These vicious and violent R3. And they will give the initiative to you.
I helped.
You did help. That's true.
Oh, that's true. A lot of them got 5 or 6. Yeah. I think it is time to. I have given you an out. It's time to add your bodies to my armor, I think. And I'm gonna start stomping them.
Let the bodies hit the armor. Let the bodies hit the armor. All right. So you're gonna just stomp on them with your foot.
Yeah.
Excellent. Their defense is a 1, and you have no particular penalties or anything along those lines. There's no complications. Nothing in this room makes it harder. So you're just making attacks at difficulty 1. You can split your results. If you wanted to attack multiple people, you could use split because they're all bunched up close.
I'm gonna attack 2 of them.
All right.
Or all 3 if it matters. How does attacking all of them?
So you'll roll your close combat and might, I'm assuming. Any enhancements for any weapons you might be using? You said you're just using your feet, so unless you have some sort of like a thesis or a synthesis that gives you just unarmed combat enhancements, it's just going to be straight dice. You have to hit their defense of 1, and then anything above that you can use to buy combat tricks. These are you know, getting just doing like a straight up damage to them will occur at the time that you break their defense. If you needed to do a critical, that takes an additional 3 hits, for example.
Okay.
You could also use a feint, 1 to 3 hits. However many points you spend on, however many hits you spend on feint, gives an enhancement to your friend who's going to attack them, for example. So there's a couple different ways you can go.
Is there a difference between attacking 1, 2, or 3? Oh, I guess it's just you need to spend the.
You'll be spending
I
your
make
hits,
one
right?
roll and then I see.
Right, because if you're doing a mixed action, you would take the lowest die pool and you would spend those hits among the different actions. So it's the same
I
thing.
see. So you can kind of decide what you want to do after you
Absolutely.
roll. Oh, I like that. That's cool. All right. Biggest dice pool time. Close combat and might.
Here's hoping you don't roll as you've been rolling with your biggest dice pools this whole night.
I don't. He only does like 2 things right, and it's either a botch or great success. Also, Bunga is toxic. Whether it's through barbs through their skin, their bite is venomous, or they can conjure a toxic pheromone, spores, etc. Your unarmed attacks permanently have the poison tag.
Oh, beautiful.
Ooh.
Time to bite back. Ooh, that's looking good. Well, actually, I saw the 10 first, and then I. Okay. 6.
Ooh.
Not too bad. So you could deal 1 damage to each of the 3. And then you could use the other 3 to either add a feint to each one of them so that the next person that attacked them, possibly including yourself, would gain an enhancement of 1. Or, because you have the poison tag, you could spend that to inflict the fast-acting toxin status effect on them. I just need to check to see if they have any sort of immunity. Oh, they you would know this. They can resist poisons and diseases, so they have a higher chance of doing it. They're not immune by any stretch, but they do have a slightly higher chance of resisting the poison.
All right, so 1 damage to each of them, and then can I do 2 damage to each of them?
No, because you would need to be able to buy criticals.
Right.
If you
but
do,
I can put the feint on each of them.
You can put the feint on each of them. If you do the fast-acting toxin, the way this would work. 1 second. Just looking that up real quick. They would need to. So you would inflict it. It would last for a number of rounds equal to 1 plus any additional hits garnered on the action roll spent to inflict the poison. So it would last for 2 rounds. For each round it persists, it inflicts 1 injury to the target. As they are administered, though, the character can attempt to overcome the poison by dedicating a simple survival action or if the time lapses. So if you hit them with poison, they would need to take their next simple action to try to resist that poison. So you could effectively rob them of an action with the poison.
Yeah, let's try to do that. Why not?
Okay. And then if they don't make their resistance rolls, which just requires a hit, they would also take an injury.
Yeah.
So the first one absolutely resists the poison. The second one utterly fails to resist the poison. And the third one absolutely resists the poison. So you have one of them that is like now moving skittishly, seems to be almost like dizzy or disoriented. thanks to the
Good.
fast-acting toxin. And that took all their simple actions for this round. So who would you like to give your initiative to?
Let's give it to the Mushroom Queen.
Oh, that's me.
It's you.
I'm gonna pray some more.
Excellent.
Try to get everyone blessed.
Okay, so you're going to try to extend blessings to more of your associates. Wonderful. Go ahead and give me that hot roll. What is it again? For it's
Using presence.
yes.
Roll. 3.
Beautiful. That is enough to overcome the. Okay, so you have a couple options. As I said before, it's a moderate complication here, thanks to the chaos level. But you can spend momentum to purchase enhancements after you roll. So if you want to spend 2 out of the 5 momentum, you can cancel that out, and you'll have enough to bless yourself, and to bless Crow, and to bless at least one of the Smiths. Or you could just bless Crow and or yourself and put the chaos locked status effect on it, which means it just won't end until the end of the story. or something else chaos locked happens.
Yeah, let's do me and Crow.
All right. And then we want to put the third one on the blacksmith, whose name escapes me at the moment. On
Nope.
Athlana.
Yeah. I'll do that if it doesn't spend momentum.
Yeah. Well, if you don't want to spend momentum, it would just be one of the other of you, or you'll be taking a minor chaotic retaliation. So if you want to do the 2 of you and take a minor chaotic retaliation, you can do that without spending momentum.
Okay, let's try it. Sometimes it's
All right, rock and roll. Let's take that minor chaotic retaliation. I love it. I'm never going to be like, oh no, don't take a chaotic retaliation.
Who would have thought the priestess was the most chaotic so far?
Yeah,
So
are
far,
you even
yeah.
a chaos worshiper?
No.
Oh,
I'm like a bow.
It's time to worship the well, I think.
yep.
Well,
Join us.
fun is my dogma, so I'm like, peace and love.
You start to, as the blessings rain down, which faith do you belong to?
What was it? Church of Golthon?
Church of Golthon. Excellent. As you lay these blessings upon yourself and Crow, you feel Golthon's presence assuring you that there is a nest of these things, probably 500 meters below where you are.
Cool.
A big nest. These are just some scouts out looking for food.
Cool. I'll be like, heads up, everyone. There's a nest of these right below where we set up camp. We need to dispatch them immediately and move.
All right, and who would you like to hand your initiative to?
Stavo.
What you got, Silva?
This has become complicated. He is firing that setup he has. I'm gonna use, if I can, make it hurt.
Use what?
His synthesis, make it hurt.
Oh, sure. Your predatory instincts allow you to determine the most painful and damaging way to strike someone. On a successful combat action, you reduce the number of hits required to purchase a critical trick by 1. This stacks with the brutal tag if present. What tags are on your bow?
What is it? Long range and piercing.
Okay, so the brutal won't help. The piercing will, however. And it also, because you have power advantage, that's an additional 3 So you can basically you can choose to do one of three things. You can absolutely slaughter the poisoned one, like no worries. You can injure. You can get off 2 shots and injure the 2 that have not been poisoned, or you can straight up take out one of the ones that has not been poisoned.
Oh, I'm straight up taking out the one that has not been poisoned.
All right. You are now contending with 2 of them, one of which is poisoned. Who would you like to give the initiative to? Remember, if so, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Bunga has gone now this action, right?
Yeah.
So if you give it to the creatures again, they get 2 in a row, but the first action they can't do anything except because they've been resisting the poison.
I'm gonna give it back to the centipedes. I'm gonna let them have it.
All right. So again, they spend the first action resisting the poison. One of them is dead. The other one is even more severely injured because you had the piercing tag that took out not only its armor, both at armor 0, and we have 1 at health 2, 1 at health 1. Excellent. They are still. Let me make a roll real quick, actually. Let's see how sensible these folks are. All right. The one who's poisoned is still up. So he's going to try to resist that poison. And he does so, but that takes his action. Leaving the one who is not poisoned and is not smart enough to turn tail and run, who is going to try to take a chunk out of Bunga.
How dare.
But certainly not going to do so with a paltry 2 successes. They will hand the initiative back to Bunga. What would you like to do?
It's stomping time.
It's Stomperin time.
You know how hard these fish were to get? It's stompering time. 1, 2, 3. 3 this time.
Excellent. So again, they have defensive 1, so you go 2 on the well, you could go 1 and 1 to hit the 2 of them. That would kill the one who's poisoned. Or who was poisoned. Right?
Let's just do that.
And then you'll also be dealing 1 health to the other remaining one. And you'll have 1 hit left over, so you can use that hit to feint.
Make it easy to shoot it.
For the next attack.
Yeah, let's do that.
Excellent. So who would you like to pass that to as well then?
Let's pass it.
You're blessed too, right?
Yeah.
So you get another hit, so actually your feint will count for 2.
Oh. All right, let's who's got a weapon with them?
I do.
As I say, they're both packing.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Stropheria has a melee weapon, while Salvo has a ranged weapon. Correct.
Correct.
So Stropheria, you would have to run up on it to hit it if you wanted to do that.
Let's give it to her because I think we each took out 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's see if she can get it. Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, and Golthan has shared his wisdom with you. You're feeling great right now about your religion. Maybe not so great about like the nest. It's a long way. Like 500 meters is not a short trek, but you do know there's a big nest down there.
Okay, let's give it a go. run up and bonk them. Defend my friends.
All right. Go ahead and you can clearly move the range band to get over there. Go ahead and give me a close combat and might roll, please.
Okay.
And what traits does your staff have?
It's got blocking and dream crafted.
Right. Which lets it do all sorts of fun things.
Wow. That's the best roll of the night. For me.
What'd you get?
2 9s.
Oh my God! So that's 6 successes.
Obliterate this bug.
Yeah, very much so. Not only will you get to obliterate it, you could, if you wanted to, a couple options you have with the Dreamcrafted tag is you could spend 2 hits on to inflict the exhausted status effect on your target, or you can spend 3 hits to inflict the liquefied status effect on your target, or occluded, which is 2 or more hits, which basically occludes the senses, makes it harder for them to perceive things.
Let's liquefy it. I want to show off a bit.
Also makes cleaning out its chitin easier.
Yeah.
Let's see. 1 second. Just bringing that effect up real quick. So interestingly enough, liquefied doesn't kill them in and of itself. It just turns their body into a viscous fluid. But you can kill them and then liquefy them so that because you had enough hits. So effectively, as Bunga suggested, draining the meat out of their chitin, allowing you to make armor out of it.
Yeah.
So you run up and just bring the staff down on one, and there's a splash of just bug juice in every direction, and leaving only the empty armor plate behind.
I'll pick it up and then shake it out a little.
All right.
Hand it to Bunga.
You've defeated the intrusive R3. You know that the one that you sent down that hole after the fish is probably going to return to their nest and let them know that there's more food up there. Given their speed, you're assuming it's going to take an hour maybe for them to get down there and back.
Right. It was quite a ways, but they're good at tunneling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
looks like we're gonna have to find a new cave.
Okay.
That hole, does it look collapsible? Does it look like if something were to explode down there, would it collapse on them?
Quite possibly. But you are well aware that they are very, very good tunnelers. Probably about a fifth of the navigable tunnels in the world below are as a result of these creatures. And you know that they get big. These were babies that you were effectively dealing with, the smallest size. They get to the point where they're multi-segmented, and Fremen could ride them. So you don't know how big the nest down there is.
He's gonna skitter to the 3 hobgobs. This might have been a good time for you to make some wills, make this easier to get the stuff out of here. We gotta go.
All right, I guess back the way we came for now.
Yes.
All right. Um, she says, "I hate to waste resources, but if you think there's significant time, I could try to cover up the hole or cover the doorway out of here with some of my metal, but I think they would probably just dig around it, wouldn't they?"
Probably that just they would just dig a bigger hole.
All right. Well, let's move and hope for the best. You're very muted, Bunga.
Would might slow them down though,
I might
because
have
like
something.
a tunnel is easier to move through than no tunnel.
Correct.
You guys get the stuff out and move the people out ahead of me. I'll close up shop.
All right. And then what's your plan for closing up the shop?
Um, he's going to use Eldritch Missile to collapse his place. At least close up shop and give them some space to move ahead of them.
All right. So that's a ranged combat dexterity roll. You
Yep.
imbue a single piece of ammunition used for ranged attack with a cocktail of elemental qualities. While the ammunition remains on your person, including loaded into a weapon, it emits flashing images and a rising and falling pitch, preventing the darkness area effect from occurring within short range. The caster deals 1 injury with the ammunition. The overstimulating area effect afflicts everyone at close range to the target until the end of their turn. You can also buy additional range tricks with extra hits. You can gift the ammo to someone else, and you can invest hits in power advantage. So one thing you could actually do with this, theoretically, right, because it's not going to lose its potency,
Right.
rather than collapsing the cave, because that's probably not going to be what it's best used for.
Yep. No.
You can fire that thing down the hole and give that whole nest sensory overstimulation while you GTFO.
Yeah.
Basically,
kinda what I
it's
figured.
like dropping a flashbang grenade down there, basically.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Alright.
So yeah, he's gonna take a piece of quartz, and it's weird because now he lifts up that whole skull thing. It grows up a little taller and kind of feeds it down there, but like two of his hands, like he's feeding something. Aims it back at that hole, and just like a molten green thing fires down into that hole and lights up.
Nice. Go ahead and roll the range combat and dexterity. Let's see how many hits you get, and we'll see just how overstimulated they become.
Let me have this. 3
3?
and extra 3.
Yeah, you're rolling. And remember, you do have the complication or the moderate complication because of the chaos
Right.
level.
That's actually no 4.
Okay. Do you want to drop any momentum into enhancement since this is the last roll of the evening?
I'm gonna drop all 5.
I have no objection to that if nobody else does. It'll refresh at the beginning of the session.
And they might not know which way is up if you're messing.
Right. Buy you some time.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
You, as you draw back this arrow, like it kind of like from the camera point of view of, watching you all come out of the tunnel, like this blinding light like emanates from behind you, swirling different colors, and you hear like whistling noises and maybe a goat, just all sorts of stuff, and then just and you hear like it's like a Wilhelm scream all the way down, and the lights flickering start to dim, and you just hear this falling. And that is where we will wrap up game for this week. Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about this session of The World Below?
Oh, that's so fun.
That's
Thank you.
awesome.
I really like that.
Awesome. I am glad you all enjoyed it. Did anyone achieve a short-term aspiration?
Yes.
Excellent. What short?
Add chaos rock to your outfit.
Excellent. You may take a point for that.
Um, use wall magic despite the danger.
You may take a point for that.
Yeah.
I did an enhancement for 2 people at once, but I didn't heal 2 people at once. So next time.
All right. So you may take a point for that, though. However, and any short-term aspiration that you've gotten a point for, you must replace. It's up to you to kind of pick what you'd like that to be. We can play around with that a little bit if you like.
Sure.
Um, if you want to pitch some ideas, maybe in the Discord between now and next session.
Yeah.
Um, see, 1 second. Just checking.
I linked you to the death whistle.
I will check that out. That sounds awesome.
Why would he do such a thing?
All right. Um, I'm just checking on a couple other rules here to see if there's any other. Were any long terms
No.
achieved? Okay. All
I
right.
gotta find.
So go ahead and mark those down. The experience that you've gained. Go ahead and mark that you need to change those short-term aspirations. We can worry about that between now and next session. We can discuss it in the Discord or at the beginning of next session. And this was a riot. Thank you all so much for a fun journey into the world below. So hopefully next session, Kevin will be back to join us, pulled back out of the chaos from which he was lost. And we hope you feel better, Kevin. Let's everybody go ahead and do our outros. So if you could, let's go in the other opposite order. Haley, please tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, anything you would like to promote.
Well, my name's Haley, also known as babe_blade666 on Instagram. I just mostly do cosplays and stuff, and I play games when people invite me and try to make time for that. I'm pretty casual now, but that's okay. Life's busy.
Well, that's all right. We appreciate you being here.
No problem. Yeah, I'm playing Stropharia. She's a priestess from the broken down Crystal City, and she's doing her best because she's really sheltered and she hasn't really been many places. So
So this is all like wild, mind-blowing like reality for her.
yeah,
Ever since the Crystal City fell, she's been like, "Oh shit, life is hard." Um,
he's skilled, but not, you know, not well versed.
I love it.
in the world.
And how about for Salvo, your pertinence, please?
Hi, I'm Crow. I played Salvo, the Eldritch Elf that is baked in chaos. My pronouns are he, it. I don't have anything planned, but I do have some stuff to announce later on that hell site known as Twitter/X. And yeah, it's been fun. It's been a blast. I'm loving this campaign.
Thank you, and likewise, I really appreciate you being here. I love your character. I love everything that's happening with this whole situation. Thank you. And last but certainly not least, Bunga, your pertinence, please.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching. My name is Cal. I use he, him pronouns, and I've been playing Bunga, the mercenary uh mercenary hobgob bug farmer. And yeah, it was fun. I like systems that um reward like a lot of diversity.
Mm.
And with like the thesis and synthesis, there's like so much that everyone can do. I really like seeing it like every time. Um and I really like in my games, I know a lot of games, World of Darkness games are kind of like make a base, but I
Right.
really like the pacing of this and that okay, it takes a week and you're doing this or you're exploring. I I need to play RPGs where you like go and explore and find ruins or magic or whatever. I'm kind of not like the build a base and like,
Right.
which is
Well,
ironic because you can actually find me playing Vampire the Masquerade on Wednesday nights. We just made a castle in
Nice.
in the
oh,
Transylvania Chronicles. Yeah, and that's on Dork Tales.
excellent. I will shoot them a shout out in the chat. And it's funny that you mentioned that because I do want to touch on that. One of the things I really enjoy about the World Below. And full disclosure, I wrote on the World Below, but I only worked on the powers really. So like a lot of the cool, I will tend to talk up things that I didn't work on about the system that I really, really enjoy. And one of the things I enjoy is the excavation / exploration system because it really boils everything down to a die roll. And it's a die roll that you ultimately cannot fail, but the degree by which you exceed or miss the difficulty will have different consequences. So it's very cool. It lets you sort of, as we displayed tonight, you have your little group discussion. You determine how you want to go about that exploration, and then let the dice fall where they may. And there's all sorts of sort of random things that can show up because of the quality of your planning and the quality of what you had with you. You were able to find this really nice spot. But in a different situation, you might have accidentally burrowed into like a Hemexi had hideout or a lava flow or something like that. So I think that's super cool. Kudos.
Never dig down in Minecraft.
Yeah.
It's tempting, but you can't just dig straight down.
Exactly that. And if you've been watching this and you're enjoying it, you can pick up The World Below in pre-order over on BackerKit right now. And pre-orders, I do believe, get access to the manuscripts. You can dive right into playing. I've been Travis. My pronouns are he, they. When I'm not running games, I'm writing them. And one last time, I would like to shout out and thank everybody who helped make The Curious Cats of Mao Backer Kit a success. We unlocked every presented stretch goal, and that means that
you did?
Yeah, we did. And that means the jumpstart that I pitched is going to get made. So awesome. Many, many thanks to everybody who supported it. And if you missed it, don't worry. We'll have the Backer Kit pre-order up sometime in the next month or two. So everybody take care of yourselves and each other. Wash your hands, get your shots. And we will be back here for this in 2 weeks' time. See you around.
Bye.